Today is June the 11th. How do we open our hearts? Paul goes on talking about the way he does ministry. Let's look 2 Corinthians chapter 6. We're going to read from 3 to 13. We're putting no obstacle in anyone's way so that no fault may be found with our ministry. But as servants of God, we have commended ourselves in every way, in great endurance, afflictions, hardships, calamities, beatings, imprisonments, riots, labors, sleepless nights, hunger, impurity, knowledge, patience, kindness, holiness of spirit, genuine love, truthful speech, and the power of God with the weapons of righteousness for the right hand and for the left, in honor and dishonor, in ill repute and good repute. We're treated as impostors and yet are true, as unknown and yet are well known, as dying and look, we're alive, as punished yet not killed, as sorrowful yet always rejoicing, as poor yet making many rich, as having nothing and yet possessing everything. We've spoken frankly to you, Corinthians. Our heart is wide open to you. There is no restriction in our affections, but only in yours. In return, I speak as to children. Open wide your hearts also. So, Paul talks about his ministry. In verse 3, he says simply, I try to get out of God's way. I try not to be an obstacle to what God is doing. Then, from 4 to the first part of verse 8, he uses 20 descriptors of his ministry. The vast majority, negative. Things that he has suffered through. Several of them, positive. Then, from the second half of verse 8 through verse 10, he uses 7 contrasting pairs of descriptors. Not this, but that. Not this, but that. He ends by saying in verses 11 to 13, I open my heart to you. Open your heart to me. This phrase, open your heart, might actually come from the Old Testament. It's used in Psalm 119 from verse 25 to 32. Let's read that part of Psalm 119.
Psalm 119, verses 25 through 32, New Revised Standard Edition. My soul clings to the dust. Receive me according to your word. When I told of my ways, you answered me. Teach me your statutes. Make me understand the way of your precepts, and I will meditate on your wondrous works. My soul melts away for sorrow. Strengthen me according to your word. Put false ways far from me, and graciously teach me your law. I have chosen the way of faithfulness. I set your ordinances before me. I cling to your decrees, O Lord. Let me not be put to shame. I run the way of your commandments, for you enlarge my understanding.
Psalm 119:32, when it says, enlarge your heart, it literally says, open your heart. It's the very same thing that Paul says in 2 Corinthians 6:13. Open your heart to me. Paul is saying, working for you has been tough. It has been difficult. I've tried hard not to put a stumbling block before you. Please, when you think of me kindly. Don't lay a stumbling block in my path. What do we do about this today? You know, it's a great day to reach out to someone who has been instrumental in seeing your spiritual life grow. Scripture reading from the New Revised Standard Version by Emily Herrera. Once a week, New Hope Church uploads its sermon from the previous Sunday. Just the sermon. You can find it on our YouTube channel, New Hope Church Greenwood IN, or any of our podcast channels.